Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I just thought I would go ahead and give you guys a little bit of an update on my garden. I still have a few plant starts that are on my back deck. I have completely shut off my grow light and just started to put everything outside because we are officially in spring weather. But I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what I have growing. My garden is still not in as a beautiful shape as I would like for it to be, but I have to get growing because this gardening season is upon us right now. So I wanted to go ahead and show you guys this beautiful lettuce that I grew. This is the Gourmet Blend lettuce, and I started this indoors and it is absolutely gorgeous. It just took off probably faster than any of the other seeds that I planted, and we're going to actually harvest some of this and have some in a salad today. All right, this is my little herb bin. I actually still need to add in my sage, but there's a little thing of lettuce right there that'll be pulled out pretty soon, because once it gets to 80s and 90s, this lettuce isn't going to do great here. But I'm going to grow it as long as I can, and hopefully we'll at least get to maybe harvest one, maybe 2 times. We'll see. All right, so this is my cilantro, and that's my parsley. I started these both indoors. I actually just watered both of these. The leaves were kind of starting to look a little bit yellow, but I went ahead and watered them. And oh, and there's my oregano down there. I actually still need to add my sage to this herb bin, but yeah, this is what I got growing in here so far. And there's my thyme. I was not able to grow thyme at all last year because the seeds didn't germinate at all for me last year. But these were actually among the first of the seeds to germinate this year. So I'm hoping this grows and thrives and I get enough time to actually dry some myself, because I've been trying to order from Azure and they have been out every single time. I don't know, for the last 4 or 5 weeks that I've tried to order from them. So everything in there is looking pretty good, decently healthy. All right, here is my Roma tomato plant. I actually have 3 more of these in the house that are not nearly as big. My tomato plants actually did really well last year as far as growing and being healthy, until they started to flower and produce tomatoes. And then the tomato hornworms came and destroyed all of my crop. But this year I have a little bit of a plan. I actually sprinkled some basil seeds around the outer perimeter of my tomato bin. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get another tomato plant in here. This is a bush plant, so maybe I'll be able to get one more tomato plant like right there. And then I'll just kind of have basil at the bottom growing all the way around. But my plan is to just have basil growing with my tomatoes. And then I'm going to come out here once this plant is big enough, right before June, because that is when they strike. And I'm going to sprinkle some cayenne pepper around my plants, in hopes that that will deter those nasty things from eating them and destroying my tomatoes. All right, in this bin right next to my tomatoes, I am growing onions. Guys, this is my first time growing onions. I don't know if these are spaced too close together or not. I just decided to throw them in here to see how they would do, because I knew I needed a big enough container to grow them, because I couldn't put them in the ground yet. This is a 25-gallon grow bag, and I don't know exactly how many are in here, but there's quite a few plants in here. I didn't want to throw any of them away because they all grew fairly decently. So I'll just see how these grow. I'll keep you guys posted and updated on the progress. All right, right next to the onions, I have some peppers, and there are 3 different types of peppers in here. I didn't label them because all of these peppers are going to look significantly different once they start growing, so I'll know which ones are which once they start to get bigger. A grand bell pepper plant in here, a red cherry pepper plant, and then a jalapeno plant. And right next to that is 4 more jalapeno plants that I have in this, I believe, 10-gallon grow bag. I believe both of these this might be a 7-gallon, and I think that's a 10-gallon grow bag. So These plants are going to be fairly small, so we will see how well they do in these grow bags. I did grow 2 in a 7-gallon last year that did really well, so I'm hoping I can go ahead and kind of squeeze a few more in here because I really want to take advantage of as much of the grow season as I possibly can, because we absolutely enjoyed eating the fresh sweet peppers off of the plant, like freshly ripened by the sun. There's no comparison, guys. No comparison to the peppers that you buy in the grocery store. These are so much better. Over here on the other side of my garden, I have some more pepper plants. I think that's going to probably be the theme of my garden this year, is lots and lots of peppers, because I really was excited to grow a bunch of peppers. But this is a Jimmy Nardello pepper. I actually have it written here when we started them in the house. But this is a Jimmy Nardello pepper plant. And then this is, guys, I cannot pronounce it, but this is, I'll put the name of it on the screen. But I put 2 of those in this grow bag just to test it out to see if I could grow 2 of them in a 5-gallon grow bag. All right, back here behind the Jimmy Nardello pepper that I just showed you guys is another of the French peppers. I really am excited about growing peppers this year, if you guys can see. So this is a 5-gallon grow bag. I'm going to grow just 1 in here to see if it does a lot better than the 2 that are in the other 5-gallon grow bag. This is a 5-gallon grow bag, and I have 3 pepper plants in here. And then I have 1 pepper plant in here. It was looking a little bit sad before I put it in here. I'm not sure if it's going to make it, but I just decided, since it did grow, that I would try to give it a chance. So I have it out here. This is a sweet cherry pepper plant, and these are actually sweet cherry pepper plants. I have 3 of those in here. The peppers are going to be really small, so I think the plant is actually going to be pretty small as well. So I'm thinking they would be okay in this 5-gallon grow bag. I will keep you guys posted on the progress of how they grow in this grow bag. I did water them in with a little bit of kelp help that I got from Azure Standard last year, and I actually watered them in with a little bit of some fish emulsion. All right, so right next to my peppers, I actually have some squash and cucumbers growing. If you guys can see in this grow bag, I literally planted these yesterday and watered them in with the kelp help and a little bit of fish emulsion. This bad boy is already coming up, and I don't really see any in here yet that have germinated, but I do believe this is probably the fastest I think I've ever seen a seed germinate since I have been gardening these last couple of years. So super excited to see how fast these grow. The cucumbers that we did get last year were absolutely delicious, and so I'm hoping we get a bunch more this year. So right next to those grow bags, I have this huge one that has potatoes in it, and I just put a good amount of chitted potatoes, organic potatoes that I did buy from the grocery store, and I just planted them, spaced them out, and planted them in this grow bag, watered them in again with some kelp help and a little bit of fish emulsion, and we will see what happens. We will see if these grow as good or better than the ones that I attempted to grow last year. But yeah, guys, this is my garden so far. My husband is still going to come in here and mow down the grass for me, but I just needed to go ahead and get started because gardening season is upon us, and there's only so much time that we have to grow as much produce as we would like to grow. So I want to go ahead and get started in hopes that we would get a lot more than we did get last year in the way of tomatoes, possibly some onions, definitely cucumbers and zucchini, and a few other things that I haven't planted out here yet. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any questions or comments, please put them in the box below, and I will talk to you guys in my next video.